tell women, we choose whom we align to. That also includes who gets our submission. Submission is a gift from a woman to a man. Women choose whom we align to. I tell women consistently, why would you align
what? Submission is a gift to a man? So if I pay your bills and protect you, submission is what I get in return as a thank you? What?
To a man who is disrespectful, does not value you, and whom does not find any value in you. Do not do that. But what I see majority of the time is that women tend to try to align to a man so that he can align to them. I don't believe in that in any way, shape, or form. There are other women that believe other things, but it just is what it is. The fact of the matter is, though, in that same business type of mindset, a woman has to apply for a position. And if she doesn't apply, then he's not going to have access to her. That's all I'm going to say. Also, that's exactly why. So everything that he said just now about me and my character consistently, this is why he got my masculine energy. This is why
I think that you're not used to men standing on
this is why my femininity. This is why I tell women your femininity is not safe with anybody, just anyone. Do not gift your submission to just anyone. Do not gift your softness to just anyone. Do not gift your femininity to just anyone, because not everyone is worthy of that experience.
So conditional femininity, conditional submissiveness. You guys see that? The man should provide and protect 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But for the woman, she can pick and choose who she can submit to or when she can submit. Because just because she's going to give you submission on day 1 doesn't mean on day 500 she's going to submit to you. Like she said, when you do what she likes, then she will submit. When you do what she doesn't like, then she won't submit. So that means Jay was right, because Jay literally said if she can talk the way she's talking on a panel of strangers, what do you think she talks behind closed doors with a man? Because we're going to be honest. Whatever some of these people, men and women, show on camera, obviously sometimes for entertainment, but eventually some of what you see from me is who I am. A little bit of it. Not everything, a little bit. Sometimes I just like to have a good time, right? But the way I talk is the way I'm going to talk to everybody else. You know what I mean? So she's a fake feminine woman.
Here's a sad thing about this. When a woman, go ahead,
not an example, in my opinion, of a balanced man who knows how to operate with opposition. That's no disrespect to him, so I'm gonna say that to you since you're on here. He's speaking his truth, which I respect. But there is a difference between a man and someone who's developing into manhood. And I think that a lot of women do not actually interact with men. I can tell because they assume that we respond like that. Men don't typically respond like that. They typically know how to dismantle or have a conversation. We're not going to sit here and demean you. We're not going to poke at you. It's not necessary. But what unfortunately happens is that myself, I consider myself a man. I consider a man and a few others. We get lumped in to males that don't have nowhere near the mental fiber to even have conversations with women, even through discourse. And that's all I'll say.
So that would be true. Real quick, Darren. True. You do realize all of this energy she's giving me, she might be getting turned on about me, to be honest.
So stop it.
It always start off like this.
Okay, I can tell you right now, no. But you know what, True? I will 100% agree with you. Majority of men of your caliber are not common in society in 2025. I will give you that. I will give you that. You are 100% correct.
She just contradicted what you just said. You didn't say that. You said most men aren't going to come like Jay Prince. She just said most men are like Jay Prince, and you agreed with her. You realize you didn't say that, what she just said. This is what I mean. She just said she agreed.
I literally just said. He said most men. He just now said most men will be able to have that conversation.
And you said they wouldn't.
So I said they wouldn't interact.
No, you do. Now you're doing the same thing Bruiser was doing. You said most men will like Jay Prince. They don't know how to talk to women. That's what you just said.
Yeah.
And true.
Now,
This
let me clarify then.
Let me talk to him real quick. Let me talk to him real quick.
Let me
y'all let Bruiser get away. So now I gotta go at True.
Now let me have this conversation. Let me clarify.
I'm right here.
Help me. You want to say help me? I'm not gonna. You said you're submissive, right?
True.
I'm right here.
She's submissive on Sunday and Saturday, and then on Monday she's back in her masculine energy. That's what she said. Not my words, her words. That's what she said.
No way.
You are correct. Most men will be able to have that conversation. Although currently, majority of society are males.
You see how women can easily describe what men are? But if a man does the same thing, that's why the only thing you ever hear is what a real man is. Women can tell you all things every day, what a real man will do, what a real man looks like. They have degrees and masters and doctorates in what a real man does. But for some reason, the classes where they teach what a real woman does, a real woman looks like, they skip those classes. Isn't that funny?
I think Ali went out. He'll be right back.
I don't know how we got here.
Well, True. I think that I understand what you was trying to say. I think that it's different types of men.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a standard of guidelines of what's men. We are different. We all have our own beliefs that neither one of us share the same like characteristics. We might have some similarities, but we not all the same. So we can't say this group of men operates like this when he's approaching this manner, right? I wish we won't set these bars, these imaginary bars that's not real, because it prevents us men from expressing how we feel. We always get told, especially black men, don't nobody care to listen. We can listen. A white man can express himself in crying. A white woman can express herself without the bam. A black woman can express herself being loud and aggressive, and everybody get to accept it. No matter we talking professionally, angrily, or whatever the case, if we're expressing something that goes against the women, black women, the white woman, the white man, we always consider to be problematic. We always consider to be angry black man. We always consider to be sassy. So there's no other option for us to express ourselves. Me personally, I'm trying to dismantle that and just gonna say, I don't care how they view me. If I get slighted, I'm going to express myself based on the energy that was given to me.
No, and I respect that, Jay Prince. Again, that's what I'm saying. With respect, you're absolutely right. You should be able to express yourself how you deem worthy. But I'm using a qualifier because, unfortunately, I do not like to be lumped in to men who do not know how to express themselves through discourse with women. And typically what you see is when men are aggravated, unfortunately, and they look like us, they act like you. I personally don't like that. I think we can do better. I think that we should be able to do better.
Yeah, but you have to hold the woman accountable as well, right? Before you hold this guy accountable, you got to hold the woman accountable. Because before he said anything to her, and to be fair, I didn't watch the full podcast, but from the last video I watched, she said she wouldn't date a man like him, and he hadn't even called her out. He was just expressing his point of view. So it went from, we're talking about dating, to her saying, I would never date a man like Jay Prince. Of course, he's going to go off. Because, like, I didn't talk about you. I didn't mention your name. Why are you saying you wouldn't date a man like me? I didn't come to the panel to date you. Right? So that's where you went off. So for this man, trying to hold this man accountable, or men who speak like you, how about her? You said nothing about the way she came after him. He responded. He gave her the same energy. She's talking about, oh, he wasn't letting her be in her feminine energy, like as if she's not an adult to stay feminine or not.
And so in my opinion, there should be an elevation. Like, say what you say, but it's like, why does it always have to be limited to just the trading of shots and pot shots and oh, well, you this and you that. It's elementary to me. And again, this is what I be talking about a lot of times. Our community
It feels better.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you for admitting that. Our community.
No, but you changed
should have never admitted
what you said
that,
again.
What?
You changed what you said again.
You should have never
changed what you said again.
Who changed?
You did. You just said now men when they get in emotions, they respond aggressively. So do most men respond aggressively when they get emotional, or do most men not respond like J. Pre? Now you just changed your answer too.
I don't believe I said that at all.
Earlier you said most men don't respond to women and communicate like Jay Prince does. Now you said that most men will respond aggressively if they feel when they get emotional. You just said that.
I'm okay. So thank you for correcting me because I'm using the wrong verbiage. Typically the way Jay Prince is expressing himself, that's what I've seen to be depicted as men. And
so now so true. So you're saying now most men communicate like Jay Prince does to women. That's what you're saying.
Most men don't. Most males do. That's I'm correcting it.
You see, come on, true. That's semantics, right? If someone heard this and you said males, wouldn't they think you're talking about men in general?
Well, that's why I'm trying to go ahead and clarify because I do believe there's a depiction.
I know what you mean, True.
You might be right because the way Naomi looks, I could understand why Mr. True is not holding her accountable. That could be one of the reasons. She looks good, so maybe he may be simping a little bit.
I know you do, Darwin.
What he's saying is
he don't need you to speak for himself. He a grown man. He was
I'm speaking to him.
You can't interrupt me and the person I'm talking to.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, True. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you're trying to say is that most men do not lash out or behave whenever they communicate with women the way Jay Prince do. But the narrative that's running across social media and being communicated is that we actually do when that's actually false.
Yes, I think that a lot of times, and a man, male, we get it. I'm saying that, in my opinion, when you classify yourself a man, there's a maturation, there's a behavior that's aligned with that. There is things that are aligned with that behavior, vernacular. And to Jay Prince's point, he said it felt better to communicate that way.
Somebody got to agree with not disagreeing. Like y'all keep changing y'all. And now he said, so most men, Bruiser, are they marriageable men now? They can communicate with women? No,
I think what True originally said, he was understood, but you made it like to where
he had to clear. He admitted he said male.
I think even Naomi understood it. That's why she kind of spoke on it. And I came in and I heard him say it again and I understood it for the third time. It's like you are trying to pick an argument. You're trying to unpick. You're trying to twist.
It's a debate. It's a part of debating, right? So he's not just going to agree with you. You're going to have to give him some good points or make him come to your team with good points.
His words. He really.
You mean I'm being you on
one
shows?
Thing about okay? Let me get this.
Don't do that on shows. Bruce does that on shows.
One thing about True Table.
You're not going to say that.
That's probably one. I never really give the dude his flowers, but True Table, you really
land now. You're gonna have to land.
Let me just land.
No, you're not.
You don't have an issue. You don't have an issue communicating.
You're not going to monologue. I ain't never heard. You're not going to monologue. You're not going to monologue.
I'm not monologuing. I'm just saying. True.
So stop real quick.
I'm giving you your flowers now.
So everybody that's
you probably betting 1,000 whenever you pick your time to say something. You make sure you think about it. And you don't confuse everybody when you say stuff. That's one guy I can say that don't do that. So
do I do that? So do I do that?
I didn't say. See.
No. Since you want to run interference for him now, do I do that? Am I the type of man that does that?
He's the matter at hand.
I'm asking you about me. I'm asking you about me. I'm not.
You're trying to make a case that he's contradicting himself.
Am I a contrarian? Do I purposely pick arguments with the brothers on here? Am I that type of person like that?
Yeah, I think you are. Yeah, you purposely.
Okay, so give me an example.
You came here to pick an argument with me.
Okay, how did I pick an argument with you?
Well, whenever Jay Prince and Naomi was going back and forth. When you first started, you made it necessary to say that I was flipping my points or something. And
that you was flipping back. that you
Yeah,
was
so you picked
flip-flopping,
the
right?
argue, you indirectly picked the argue with me.
So
You couldn't just address Naomi and Jay
still
Prince
won't
or
let me. You
Naomi.
still won't let me. You still won't let me say
Well,
nothing, right?
you
If you
can't ask
tell,
me a question
is it a
and then try to
contradiction?
speed up my answer.
So I won't even ask you because you have to keep
You don't
interrupting.
ask me a question if you won't let me answer.
Well, bro,
Right.
you keep on interrupting and
Actually you
disrespecting.
interrupt and then you run away. You
I
don't want to have a
interrupted you.
conversation. Okay, so Darwin, if you tell men most women don't want y'all, and then you're coaching men to get women to change their minds, is that a direct contradiction?
Yeah,
I never told men that most women don't want me. So what you're doing is
that's what
you're
women
asking a
say.
leading question to give me an answer.
So look, hold on, and you're doing it
Okay,
again. So
you
women
cannot
want most
ask
men.
me a question again. You cannot ask me a
You're
question.
not gonna
And when I
respond to
get
what
ready
you
to
want to respond.
respond, you try to cut my response short because it's
Do
not
women,
giving you the response you want.
so since you never said that, do women want most of these men?
Do
No,
women want most of the men?
no,
Yeah, do they want most men?
no,
Do they want most men?
no.
Most women want most
You ain't
men.
got to say it three.
Yes.
Hey, yo, that is in direct contradiction of everything you say on these panels when you say these women don't want these
Most
men, and that's
women
what I
want to
mean.
be.
So I
You're
can't
taking
go
it.
get clips.
You're pigeonholing the.
No, most women have said they don't want most of these men. They're dusty, they're gay, they're sassy, they're broke, they're short, they live with their mamas. They use a lot of things, right? That's why most women reject most men. Find a woman. She has been I'm not saying she should say yes to every man, but if she's single, she has probably rejected all the good men that she could have taken. But she rejects them because she's hoping there's a better man.
Question in the context of the question down to a point.
How am I
It just don't even
pigeonholing?
make any sense.
So I can't go get clips of you telling men that most of these women don't want you. They want the top percent of men. They don't want majorities of men. That's what you're telling me?
Well, I will say this. If you're asking me, do most women in the market cleave to the top percentile?
I didn't say
agree to that.
cleave.
Or do they
most
go
women want
after, or they desire, do they want? Yes.
Do
I
most
can
women
agree
want
that most women in the market are going to try to go for the best option. I can agree that. I've said that on the record and I'll say it on today. Are you happy?
What's
So
the
you change your answer literally in the same sentence that you're
I'm
talking
saying it
while
on
you
the record.
monologuing.
Most women do go for the top guys.
Hey, on the record, did he just change his answer while
Yeah,
he's
he
talking?
did.
Why he said he didn't say that? Can anybody else witness?
But
Can I have anyone to
here's the
witness?
context you don't understand.
So,
Even though most women go for the top guys,
why you
whenever they fail or don't succeed to get the top pick, they still will go and date around the rest of the climate.
Do they
They
want
still
them?
will do that.
They so just because they date them and they get them chicks club doesn't mean they actually want to settle down with those guys. I've already said that if most women really wanted most men, because most men are average men, like most human beings are average people. The top percentile, that's a very small number of people, right? So if most women really wanted the average man, I'm not talking about broke, I'm not talking about homeless, average man, 40,000, 50,000. If most women wanted the average man, almost all average men in America would be married. And almost all women in America would be married as well. You know what I mean? So that's not true. What he
Still
want
do
them?
that. If you look at the numbers,
Dope daddy. Hey, dope. Do they
you don't
want
have to take my word for it. If you look at the rate of
you see what he's doing, right? He's repackaging.
If you look at the average person who married the average woman and the average man actually get married.
The average woman don't like the man that she's with. The average woman doesn't like the man.
This ain't my opinion. This is based on facts. When the women don't actually get the top percentile of men, she typically goes and date parallel. She dates across when she don't. But it happens at a time. It often happens at a time.
What's that mean? Does she like him?
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she likes him.
Just
so when a woman has to date outside her type, she likes that guy?
No.
See, you're leading the question.
He's not. It's a simple question, Boogie. Now, obviously, I don't know what Miss Mariam really looks like, but let's say Miss Mariam is a 10. Okay, I would love to get a woman who's a 10. But if I can't get her and I get a woman who's a 5, guess what? I'm going to be thinking about the 10 that I wanted, even if I couldn't get her, right? That's why some guys still get married to women and they still have OnlyFans and they still, go pay hookers and shit like that. I can agree to that. And I'm a man and I'm talking about men. So, of course, if a woman wants a man who is 6 feet tall, She has been chasing down a man who's 6 feet tall, a man who's rich, but she couldn't get him. Now she's 45 and she settles with Boogie. You think she's gonna like me the same way she would have liked me if I was tall and rich? Hell no. She's just here because, I mean, Boogie's here. He's a nice guy. I might as well. So I don't stay single. He's gonna help me pay 60% of the bills. I wish he could pay 100% of the bills, but he can only do 60. So I mean, let me just do it.
You're
that a leading question? How's that a leading question? If she,
I'm saying I'm saying she preferred the top.
Does she?
The average guy. The average, just because she preferred the top 10% doesn't mean that the 80 percentile isn't her type.
Not her type.
I'm willing to argue.
Hold on.
I'm willing to make the claim
let's
that.
not speak for.
Hold on, let me finish. Because you keep asking me question after question, and you're not letting me articulate context. Because context is important. Because what you can do is you can twist my words when they're oversimplified.
No, you twisting your own words.
So
I gotta twist your words.
Well, let me finish then.
I will, but you go twist your words.
I will make the argument that the woman's type can be within the 80 to 70 percentile.
Yeah, but she don't know
go after a guy that's not necessarily her type. It's in the top 10 percentile of earning potential.
What?
That's a fact.
What is that? What did you just say? Yo, y'all know what he just said.
Is anybody on the panel listening? If nobody else was listening to me, it doesn't make any sense. Because if you're not listening to me and nobody else is listening to me,
you just been flip flopping all over.
Because I'm speaking at a level of intellect that when you have to actually take your time to listen. But what y'all are doing is y'all are mentally loading up questions.
Does it change? Now, Bruce is doing the same stuff
you're
that
not
I'm
understanding
doing.
what I'm saying. What's that?
I'm asking you loaded questions. Is that what I'm doing?
Yes.
By asking you to be consistent without you twisting up
accident when you frame anytime you say, hey, okay, if she's not going after the guy that's not her type, when you frame it as not her type instead of just the average man, you're loading the question.
No, he's not.
Because now I gotta answer with the ingredients that she's going after a guy that's not her type. And I may not.
I mean, Bruiser, I have never seen Bruiser lose a debate or argument so bad. I don't know, for this time around, he was off. I'm gonna be honest. And I like his argument sometimes, but this time around, whether he's calling men out, whether he's calling women out, I like his arguments. But this time around, he was flip-flopping crazy.